God for something and God will do it. And then when we have to endure something, we forget that we just... Okay, everybody clap. Okay, God told me to remind you that he's been answering your prayers. He told me to remind you of all of the things that he's already done for you. And just because you're going through now, you need to trust him now just like you did before. Don't forget the man that delivered you. Now, we got years later, crowds of people are in Jerusalem and they heard Jesus saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. Unfortunately, later events proved people were more interested in quenching their thirst than in coming to Christ. And so God's indictment against Israel was justified when he said, my people have committed two evils. They've forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out of cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Are y'all hearing me? And so when we think of that, we think of God, he says, y'all forgot who I am. You forgot that I am the supplier, and you're trusting in something that can't help you. There is a divine presence when we talk to God, because he told Moses, he says, I'm going to stand up on the rock in Horeb. And throughout the ages, many people desire to see God, but others were afraid to look. And because he could not be seen with the naked eye, critics said he didn't exist. David says, the fool has said in their heart, there is no God. Are y'all still with me? And it's interesting to remember that at Rephidim, God stood up on the rock from which the water came. And Moses, through faith, knew God was present. But unfortunately, the rest of the people saw nothing. And they had cataracts upon their eyes. Are y'all hearing me? Moses knew where the blessing was coming from, and he knew that God was standing there. But instead of the folks seeing God deliver them, they were too busy complaining about what they didn't have. Are y'all hearing me? And I know this ain't none of y'all, but have you ever been around somebody that God is blessing, and while God is blessing them, they study complaining about what they don't have? Y'all gonna make me preach in a minute. But there are some people that God is constantly making a way, God is constantly providing for, and instead of them thanking God for what he's doing, they're complaining about what they don't have. You're complaining because you ain't got a brand new car when you got a car and somebody else is riding the bus. You complaining that your clothes ain't new. Somebody ain't got no clothes. At least yours clean and pressed. The refrigerator and pick out what you want to eat, and you'll still complain because you can't go to the restaurant. Doggone it, you got something. Come on, touch somebody. Tell them you need to learn how to be more thankful. Stop worrying about what you don't have and start thanking God for what you do have, because the blesser is standing right there in front of you. So God is there. And I feel like God right now. I'm standing in his stead. He told me to ask some of y'all, how long have I been with you? And you still don't know that I'm right there. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's what God asked Philip. Have I been so long with you? And yet you've not known me?